Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for responding yesterday, or it's Tuesday, I'm sorry, on Sunday about the meeting. Definitely want to try to get more regular about having those team calls. I think it's really important for us all to connect as a family and just check in to see how everybody's doing. However, I think there's definitely times where I can just do an informational video like this if this works for you. To be a little less interactive, but at least you're getting some FaceTime with me and we're getting, I'm getting some info to you. So I wanted to make sure that you all received the email I sent out last month of sort of a recap of our first call. And wanted to make sure that you got the doTERRA, the check deposit, so that you can start getting your checks directly into your bank account. I don't know about you, but like getting a $45 check or a $20 check or whatever is kind of annoying to have to go to the bank or deposit. So I just recently got that all set up in my bank account. So definitely do that. It's a really easy process. I do want to share a couple of things. So this brief meeting will be, I want to address the CBD versus Copaiba oil and the differences, sort of the highlights that I found, and then also to encourage you all to take advantage of the doTERRA Presidential Diamond Leaders have gotten together and they've launched an online boot camp. And I just watched the first video last night. Excuse me. And it's very good. It's very informative. So I want to provide some highlights for you as well. So to kind of get started, the first thing I want to share with you is not doTERRA related, but is non-toxic lifestyle related. I'm getting a delivery right now. Smudging with cinnamon. I don't know if you've ever tried this, but I just picked up some cinnamon sticks and burn a little bit, let it smoke. It smells so delicious. So just sending you a little smudging there. It smells so good. It doesn't smell like how when you do, I don't know if your mom ever did this, but my mom always put cinnamon sticks in water on the stove and the whole house smells like cinnamon. This smells a little bit different. It definitely smells like cinnamon, but there's that smudgy smell too. So delicious. And then the second thing that I want to share with you is I pulled us a card today, and the back of it says, I deserve good in my life. And then the message is, I'm willing to go beyond my own limitations. I am wonderful, and I deserve and accept that all the good that life has to offer. So I deserve and accept all the good that life has to offer. This message resonates with me with doTERRA because I have resisted this business for so long because of the product sales aspect of it. And I'm really ready to shrug that off and go at this with more gusto, and honestly to be willing to accept the abundance and the people that are going to come into my life through this team and through this company. So we deserve it. We deserve to build this business together, and what better way to do it than helping other people learn to lead a non-toxic lifestyle through the wonderful, wonderful products that we have with this company that we are all a part of. So let's get started with a few sort of my overview with CBD versus Copaiba. I'm going to put a couple of links in the email that I attached this video to that you can check out. Here's my takeaways. CBD oil is not an essential oil, number one. CBD oil is derived from the hemp plant. It has no THC in it. So both CBD and copaiba act on the endocannabinoid system in the body. Specifically, it acts on the CB2 receptors, which control your response to pain. Also, it's tied in with the nervous system. So that's what cannabinoids act on the endocannabinoid system in the body. So when we're taking CBD or taking copaiba, it is stimulating or calming those receptors so that we feel the effects of less anxious feelings or pain relief, things like that. So they both do the same thing primarily in the body as far as the system they're acting on. Here are the differences. Again, CBD oil is derived from the hemp oil. Copaiba is derived from a copaiba tree. Copaiba is an essential oil, so it is steam distilled, whereas CBD is not steam distilled. I'm actually not sure how it's created. Those are the two. That's a main difference. Here's the main thing, I think, is when you're talking to people about CBD versus copaiba, is that you are able through doTERRA to offer them an extremely pure oil that is going to act on their endocannabinoid system to produce feelings of calm, less anxiety, or less pain for them if that's what they're using it for. And you can stand by the fact that doTERRA is testing these oils. We know that's what doTERRA is all about. So with CBD, you can get CBD anywhere, right? I mean, it is in it's in all sorts of products. So I would not discourage people from using CBD. I would take the focus of, the copaiba is just as an effective, if not more effective, because what I'm hearing from Dr. Hill through doTERRA is that you have to ingest a smaller amount of copaiba in order to get the same effects as what you would do for a CBD oil. So those are sort of my highlights. I'm going to link in some more info for you, but I think the biggest difference is that scientifically we can stand behind copaiba because we know it's gone through doTERRA's like 50 testing, things that we all know about. It goes through like so many different testing, third-party testing. It's sustainably sourced. That's another, if you're working with people, if you're working with customers who want a CBD oil, they are probably most likely going to be interested in it also being sustainably harvested and those types of things. So again, neither one of these produces a high because it's not THC. However, it does act on the same endocannabinoid system that THC or marijuana acts on. So it's kind of like you get all the good things, side effects of weed, right? Like your anxiety relief, your pain relief in a non-THC formula. With, again, the copaiba, you being able to say, hey, I definitely can stand by this. You can ingest this. You're not going to have any side effects from it. It's rigorously tested. All those good things about doTERRA. So I'm going to send some more links to you. And, you can form your own opinion about that. I know, again, just to reiterate, I use it for cramps. I take copaiba in my hand and put it right on my abdomen, and it relieves my period cramps pretty much immediately. And then I apply it every hour on the hour when I have my period. And again, Stacy's daughter has been using copaiba 1 drop under the tongue in the morning. My sister has used copaiba soft gels she's actually replaced her beta blockers. So she was having heart palpitations from stress, and she takes her copaiba now instead of her beta blockers. So those are some testimonials that you can put out there. You can say, somebody on my team uses it this way. So I hope that's helpful. Just keep doing your research on that. because I think as more people, it's a hot topic right now. Stress relief and pain relief are some of the biggest issues that I hear people talking to me about when they're interested in oils. So I'm going to take a little sip of water. So I'm going to link this online launch camp. It is free. I'm thinking that the videos only stay live for a week or two, so go ahead and get registered for it and watch them if you have time. Y'all know that I love Elena Brower. She is such an inspiration to me as far as the way that she speaks about the oils and the lifestyle, and also, coming into doTERRA as someone who was a yoga instructor and maybe has the same kind of reservations about being part of an MLM network marketing company that maybe you share. I definitely shared, and listening to her and listening to the way that she talks about the business is so refreshing. And I think that you will really, really enjoy it. So a couple of things. I know that all of us are getting started on leading our first classes. So something that happens sometimes is that people get very overwhelmed in classes, or you might feel overwhelmed as a teacher teaching the class. So I really, really appreciated these pointers. I'm going to bring up my screen and show you. Oh wait, give me just a second. Show you what they're using. The online launch camp, when I watched it last night, these were some of the highlights. So both Elena and a woman named Henrietta, she's Norwegian, use this Natural Solutions handout. I know that you've seen it before, but what Henrietta has encouraged us to do is to just use the first page of it. And I think this is brilliant for a couple of different reasons. Number one, you can print this out from your home computer, or, take it to Kinko's and make a lot of copies of just the first page. And then you've got your class sets ready to go. I know that a lot of us, I don't have a ton of extra money to be buying class materials right now because I've started my Reiki business. I'm working full time, so I have a lot going on. This way, I always have this Natural Solutions handout ready to go, and it's just printing the first page. So I really loved that. The other thing that this cuts down on is people looking through that handout and feeling like it's a sales pitch, right? Like, this front page is all information, and this is what she uses. I really appreciate that. So first of all, it's cheaper for us. Second of all, you've got your audience's full attention. She mentioned that she only holds classes of like 4 to 6 people, so that it's a more intimate time. And what she does is she starts the class with putting a little wild orange in their water. She said it's a really great way to just lift the mood for everyone. And she also mentioned for us to really think about, like, what is our intention for our customers? How do we want them to feel? And personally, I want my customers to feel empowered, and I want them to feel non-pressured. So that's the type of class I want to set up for them. So she starts the class with just this handout. And she also says something, this is also really brilliant if you feel comfortable saying this, I'm going to start doing this, is she sets the class up by saying, like, look, I want you to be totally present with me during this next 30 minutes while I take you through this 1-page handout. And also, if you can refrain from note writing, then you'll be present with the oils and you'll have an experience with the oils, which I also really, really love. The other thing she said was, if people are taking notes about essential oils, if you say things like, oh, lavender does this, wild orange does this, it's important for them to know that the notes are only relevant for doTERRA oils, right? We know the difference between a doTERRA oil and an oil that you can buy at Whole Foods. So what we don't want is people taking information about peppermint and then buying peppermint at the store and it not having the same effects. So it's something to kind of marinate on, and I think I'm really excited about using that kind of language. So of course she again uses handout, and I think what I'll do is after I've watched all these videos, I'll sort of assimilate it to our own training videos. But I want to share one thing that she does with peppermint, which I thought was brilliant, because I always have peppermint on me. And she says she gives 1 drop to everyone. So she does 1 drop in the hand, in the palm. And then she says, okay, now take your index finger and hold this to the roof of your mouth for about 10 seconds. And then rub your hands together. She has her customers, her class, rub their hands together. And then inhale, and then take the rest and put it on your neck. Now, this sort of like blew my mind last night, because I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, this is such a simple step. But look, your people have already in the first 10 minutes of class experienced an oil internally, topically, and aromatically, which is what we want them to understand. I just thought that was brilliant. And it's uplifting. It gets everyone focused and ready. And I always have peppermint on me, as I'm sure that you always have peppermint on you. So that's a little tip from me to you via Henrietta, who lives in Norway. So I wanted to share that with you, that you can use that little tidbit. So sort of the net of this, and again, I'll probably record some more training videos for us to talk about this in our next meeting. But just printing out this first page in the Natural Solutions handout and taking them through this step by step. And instead of having, your whole story, what Henrietta does is she actually asks people, why did you come to this class? And everyone shares a little bit about why they came to the class. And then she shares something very briefly about how she came to the oils. And then she weaves in, as she talks about the top 10 oils, she weaves in information based on what her customers, her classmates have shared with her that they would like to work on. So if you've got time to watch her speak about how she leads a class, I highly recommend it. Again, I have watched it, and I'm going to assimilate, something for us to learn from too. And I have my notes from her, but I think that will be helpful for all of us to get started doing classes and not feeling like we have to spend a lot of money on handouts and a lot of money on oils. So she has this printed out, the first page, and then she only has the top 10 oils with her, which also I think is brilliant, because what I'm hearing from people and when they go to classes is that, oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming. I don't even know where to start. So if you keep the class simple using this handout and the top 10 oils, what you say is, once you get your oils, your education with me is now going to begin. And I'm going to be here to take you through any questions that you have. I think that is a really brilliant way to get started. And something that Henrietta said was, the oils are your portal for beginning to lead a healthier lifestyle. So I just love that. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. So I hope that you found this helpful. Again, we just kind of went over quickly CBD versus Copaiba. I'm going to send you another video to watch. And just a little bit on the Natural Solutions handout and how to lead a class. And a couple of this peppermint, I'm always going to do that forever. It feels so good anyway, just to use it during your day. So I hope that that's been helpful. I hope that everyone has such a beautiful Memorial Day. Everyone's doing their 100, so that's great. I think it's just time for us all to think about, I want to practice a one-on-one with someone using this Natural Solutions handout. I think we can make that a goal for June. Or, trying to go ahead and lead your first class would be lovely. I am available to lead classes. I can lead them also online. So if we want to think about doing something like that, if you've got some people that want to get together on Zoom like we do, or through Google Hangout, we can do that. And it will be about 30 minutes. That's what I would keep it to, about 30 minutes. So if you're interested in doing that, let me know. It's a little harder for me to get to Winston right now just because I've got my studio and also my full-time job, but I know that Caroline will be more than willing to lead a class for anyone if you want her there. So that is not it, of course. There's so much more to talk about, but I did want to share those couple of things with you. So I'll send you the link for getting signed up for the launch camp, and then also the link to those videos that I've watched about CBD versus Copaiba. And the last thing that I am going to start with myself and encourage you to do as well, and this is from Elena Brower, is, starting a journal for yourself about what you're using oil and doTERRA product wise. And you may already have this in your head, but if you don't, for many of you who are kind of starting your journey or with oils, starting a journal where, okay, in the morning I get up, I have the toothpaste, and then I do my lemon and my water. And then I take my LLV, for example. And you may even only need to do this once, especially if you have a really routinized way that you go about your oils. But writing it out and having that available so that when people ask you, like, how do you, what's your lifestyle like with these oils, you have it in your mind and you're ready to say, oh, this is what I do in the morning, and here's how the oils support me all throughout the day. So I'll be in touch again. We'll have a team call in June. I just encourage you to get out there and try a one-on-one. Try a one-on-one with someone who is willing to listen. And I will be seeing you all very shortly. I don't know how to stop this video. Okay, here it is. Okay, bye.